Hello and welcome to the All Rookie Podcast. Today is February 25th, 2023, and I'm your host, William Harris, aka William is Bill. Great to be back with you today on another great episode of the All Rookie Podcast. Today we're continuing our series on who is ... And on today's episode, we're going to cover Kenneth Lofton Jr. You may know him, you may have heard of him, the big man, kind of big man from Louisiana Tech. You know, a lot of people want to know what he's up to, what he's doing. He was a big name in college. And let's check on how he's doing now. Let's get straight to it like it's nothing to it. Now, Kenneth Lofton Jr. may have went undrafted, but he's one of those rookies that you just can't ignore. Even though he went undrafted and has an unorthodox game and body, Kenneth Lofton Jr. is a name to remember. Now, the elephant in the room for us over 30 years old is he the son of the former Major League Baseball player Kenny Lofton? Well, the answer to that is no. But he is a 20-year-old young man that was the star of his college team at Louisiana Tech and is trying to make his way onto an NBA roster full-time. As a sophomore at Louisiana Tech, he averaged 16.5 points, 10.5 boards, and was named first-team All-Conference USA. He was pretty unstoppable in college with his size, his stature. But that also made him a huge question mark for NBA pundits because his lack of height and his size. But at 6'7", 275 pounds, that is a size and weight combination that is really rare in the NBA. So no matter how good he performed or looked in workouts, he would have an uphill battle to be drafted. Now, my scouting report on him coming into the NBA was, his stats 16 and 10, but he only shot 20% from three. That's normally not a big deal for big men, but he in the NBA at 6'7", he's not necessarily going to be a center, so that shooting is important. Yes, 6'7", 275 pounds. That is considered overweight for that height. If he was 7'2", 275, look out. You got a dominant player. But 6'7", 275, that's not common. We'll just say that. So my scouting report was he's a really big man, can shoot the J. He seemed to dominate because he was bigger than everybody else body-wise, as in wide, not tall. He could shoot the three. He's got a good shot. He didn't make a great percentage, but he can shoot it. He's left-handed, has a nice fadeaway shot. He gets good position, pump fakes to get his shot when needed. Had multiple 30-plus point games, but I didn't think his style would translate. He was short and overweight and played very well at the combine, but the top guys were not there, so that was hard to judge if that would transfer to the NBA because we known he could dominate amongst decent, average college competition, but could he do it against big timers, because he was at Louisiana Tech, not Duke, not Carolina, Michigan type of team. Now, also, by the way, pre-NBA, he was dominant when he represented for Team USA as well. That was at the FIBA under 19. He helped lead our team to gold. He even showed up Victor Wembanyama in the championship game. Now, that's impressive, but as you saw today in highlights that may have went viral, another big man was bodying up Victor Wembanyama. So that was not too hard for Kenneth Lofton to do the same because Victor is very tall but very thin. But even still, after all that, he declared for the draft. Obviously, he was a sophomore. He could have went back junior, senior, but he didn't see his draft stock increasing, and the older you get, the worse it is normally. So even still, he declared for the draft and saw fellow undersized big David Roddy get drafted, but it was no such luck for Kenneth Lofton Jr. as he went undrafted. But he was able to sign a two-way contract with the Memphis Grizzlies. A two-way contract, if you don't know, means he would play for the Grizzlies G League affiliate and the Grizz when he gets called up and when he's needed. So far, he's only played in 8 games for the Memphis Grizzlies out of 57. But he's been dominant in the G League, and he's actually a top 5 scorer overall in the G League, not just rookies, overall. So he's averaging almost 23 points, 10 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 0.6 blocks per game in the G League. I mean, that's all around great numbers. That's what you want to see. A lot of times you'll have a guy on a two-way in the G League, and I'm not going to call out. Should I call him out? Johnny Davis. I think he's averaging like 8 or 10 points, and he was a 10th pick in the draft. So it's one thing to be in the G League, but to dominate and to be one of the best players in the G League, that's a good sign for you moving up to the big boy squad. Now, Memphis has had a plethora of injuries, but still not enough for Kenny to get any playing time, unfortunately. Jaren Jackson Jr., he missed a lot of the beginning of the season. Steven Adams has been hurt recently. And each time the team has turned to Brandon Clark, Xavier Tillman, Santi Aldama, or just went with a smaller lineup. So Memphis is either protecting their young rookie or they don't think he's ready to compete in the NBA just yet. He, after all, like I said, will be much shorter than most power forwards and especially centers that he would go up against in the NBA. With that being said, he can play the 3 or the 4 or the 5 on offense. He can shoot the 3, he can drive to the rack and distribute. So it's all about his size and his frame because, like I said, offensively, he can play those positions, but it's a huge question if he can defend those 3 positions. He's kind of too slow for small forwards. He's a little undersized for power forwards and very undersized for centers. But, so far, the most minutes he's played in any NBA game is 8. And that was his career debut where he finished with the 4 points. His career high thus far is 5. Did that on Halloween. So, but by going by that, we've said he's only played a handful of games, handful of minutes. There's not much to go by from his NBA action. But like I said, playing in the G League is definitely a good sign. He's not just playing good. He's had triple doubles. He's had 30-point games. So he's definitely holding down the fort. I think he's ready to be called up, and he'll be ready for the opportunity when he gets the chance. He's dominating. That's what you want to see. He even looked good during All-Star Weekend that just came up, in the rookie/sophomore/G League game. He had 7 points and 4 boards. It was a game where everyone played. Everyone got a lot of minutes, but he looked good. He's improved his shot as well. He's confident out there shooting the 3. So this year and this team will probably not offer Kenneth many opportunities for playing time. But this offseason and where he lands next year will determine his future because as an undrafted rookie, there's a chance like Sharif Cooper, he was with Atlanta's G League pretty much the whole first season. Second season, he was able to go somewhere else. It's possible Memphis could keep him, but if he's allowed to go somewhere else, he may get more of an opportunity. Or if Memphis phases out some guys and they like the way he's developing, he could get more of an opportunity. But that will determine his future, because he's good in the G League. And I think he's working on his body as well. Like I said, 6'7", 275. I think he's at least lost 15 pounds. He looks in better shape to me. He's moving better. And he could easily be a great Draymond Green type if he gets his body right. He has that rebounding skill, that passing skill, which is much needed in the NBA. And he's already improving a lot as a shooter as well. So, the Warriors, I think that would be a good fit. They're looking for a Draymond replacement. He's aging up. They might not be able to pay him. That would be great. I think also Kenneth Lofton Jr. could fit a Zach Randolph type of role as well. And that would be ironic with the Memphis Grizzlies. So, Kenneth Lofton Jr. is a name to remember and a cool kid to watch and see where his career will take him. I would have to say, stay tuned. And, I appreciate you guys watching, listening, subscribing, liking the videos. It was mentioned to do a video on Kenneth Lofton Jr. I'm a fan of his, waiting to see what happens. And if you want to see another rookie on the show on who is ... put it in the comments, let me know, and I will do another video on him. So far right now, I think I'm going to do Jaden Hardy next. But thank you all for listening. Like, follow, subscribe to me, the All Rookie Podcast, all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching, and I'm out of here until next time. Peace.